There is something older men do. Not on purpose, not because someone taught them, just because of who they have become through years of living. And when a woman experiences it, she loses control of something she thought she had perfectly managed. Her feelings, her composure, her ability to think clearly about anyone else. And she cannot explain it. Not to her friends, not to herself, not even in the quiet of her own mind at 2 a.m. when she is lying there wondering why she cannot stop thinking about him. Today, I am going to tell you exactly what that thing is. And if you are a man over 40, I want you to listen very carefully, because what I'm about to share is going to reframe something you may have spent years seeing as a disadvantage. Your age, your experience, the life you have lived, the losses you have survived, the version of yourself that only exists because of everything you have been through. That is not a liability. That is the most powerful thing you possess. And women feel it, dot. Before you speak, dot. Before you move, dot. Before you do anything at all, dot. They feel it, dot. And today, I am going to show you exactly why, dot. Here is what most people do not understand about female attraction, dot. Women do not experience attraction the way most men assume they do, dot. Men experience attraction fast, dot. Visual, immediate, direct, dot. Women experience attraction slowly, dot. It builds, dot. It accumulates, dot. It deepens over time through a series of felt experiences rather than a single moment of recognition, dot. And the qualities that drive female attraction deepest, the qualities that make a woman lose sleep, dot. That make her compare every other man to one particular person and find them all lacking, dot. That make her reach for her phone and put it down again because she does not trust herself to send the message she wants to send. Those qualities are not the qualities of youth, dot. They are the qualities of a man who has lived, dot. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what they are, dot. The first thing older men do that makes women completely lose control is carry stillness, dot. Not silence, dot. Stillness, dot. There is a difference, dot. Silence is just the absence of noise, dot. Stillness is the presence of something deeper, dot. It is the quality of a man who does not need the room to validate him, dot. Who does not fill every pause with performance, dot. Who can sit in a moment, fully, completely, unhurriedly, without needing it to be anything other than what it is. Young men cannot do this. Their nervous systems are still wired for stimulation, for proving, for competing, for demonstrating value at every available opportunity. But an older man who has already proven himself, to himself, he has nothing left to perform. And that absence of performance, that quiet, grounded, unshakable stillness, creates a gravitational pull that women have no defense against. Because her entire life she has been surrounded by men who were performing. And here is someone who simply is. The second thing is that older men listen differently. Not the listening that waits for a gap to speak, real listening. The kind where what she is saying actually lands somewhere inside you, where you receive it, where she can feel, physically feel that her words are going somewhere real. Most women have spent their entire lives being half listened to, being present with people who were mentally composing their response before she finished her sentence. Dot being talked at, dot being heard but not understood. Dot so when a man, an older man with enough life experience to know that listening is not passive, actually listens, something breaks open in her. Dot something she was not prepared for. Dot because she realizes in that moment, this man is not thinking about himself right now. Dot, he is thinking about me. Dot, and that realization, that quiet, unexpected, overwhelming realization, is when she begins to lose control of feelings she thought she had safely contained. Dot, the third thing, and this is the one that surprises women most, is that older men are comfortable with her emotions. Dot, most men, especially younger men, are frightened of female emotion. Dot, when she cries, they try to fix it. When she is angry, they either escalate or retreat. When she is overwhelmed, they offer solutions when what she needed was presence. But an older man who has loved and lost and navigated the full spectrum of human emotional experience. He does not flinch. He does not retreat. He does not reach immediately for a solution. He simply stays. Present. Steady. Unshaken. And for a woman who has spent her life managing her emotions carefully to avoid making others uncomfortable, a man who can hold her emotional space without being destabilized by it, that is something she has never fully experienced before. And it becomes something she cannot imagine living without. The fourth thing is that older men have already chosen themselves. This is the one that operates entirely beneath the surface. Most men are still trying to figure out who they are. Still seeking external validation to confirm their internal worth. Still adjusting themselves based on how others respond to them. But an older man who has done the work, who has faced himself honestly and made peace with what he found, who has built a life around his own values rather than other people's expectations, that man has chosen himself. And a man who has chosen himself does not need her to choose him to feel whole. He is already whole. And for a woman who is used to men who need her approval to feel good about themselves, a man who is complete without her, but who chooses to include her anyway, that is irresistible. Because being chosen by someone who does not need you, that is the most meaningful form of being chosen that exists. The fifth thing is that older men understand what actually matters. They have lived long enough to know that most of what people worry about is noise. Status, competition, ego, appearances. The things that consume younger men's energy and attention, an older man has already seen through all of it. He knows what is real. Connection. Presence. Depth. The quality of a conversation at the end of a long day. The feeling of being truly known by someone who chose to stay anyway. And when a woman experiences a man who has this kind of clarity, who is not chasing anything because he has already realized what is worth having, she feels something she did not expect to feel. Safety. Not physical safety. Something deeper. The safety of being with someone who is not going to wake up one day and decide that something shinier deserves his attention. Because he has passed that. He has already made that mistake. He has already learned that lesson. And she is the beneficiary of every hard thing he went through to learn it. The sixth thing is that older men do not rush intimacy. And this is the one that completely disarms women. Because she is expecting pressure. She is always expecting pressure. From the moment she meets someone new, a part of her is already preparing. Already managing. Already deciding how much to give and how quickly, and what the consequences might be. And then she meets an older man who is in absolutely no rush. Who seems genuinely content just to be in her presence. Who is not leaning forward hungrily. Who is not calculating the fastest route to intimacy. Who is simply there. Interested. Present. Patient. And that patience. That genuine, unhurried patience disarms every defense she had prepared. Because you cannot defend against someone who is not attacking. And slowly, without quite realizing how it happened, she starts leaning forward. She starts moving toward him. She starts feeling things she had not planned to feel. And by the time she realizes what is happening, it is already too late to pretend it is not. The seventh thing is the most powerful of all. And it is the simplest. Older men make women feel like they are enough. Dot. Not despite their complexity. Dot. Not in spite of their contradictions. Dot. Because of them. Dot. Because an older man who has experienced real relationships, real love, real loss. He knows that perfection is not what makes someone worth loving. Dot. Realness is. Dot. Depth is. Dot. The willingness to show up honestly, even when it is difficult. Dot. And when a woman feels that a man sees all of her, not just the polished version she presents to the world, but the tired version. Dot. The overwhelmed version. Dot. The version that second-guesses herself at midnight. Dot. The version that is still figuring things out. Dot. When she feels that a man sees all of that and stays, she does not just feel attracted. Dot. She feels something that is much harder to walk away from. Dot. She feels seen. Dot. And being truly seen by a man who has earned the wisdom to understand what he is looking at, that is the thing that makes women completely lose control. Dot. Not of their actions. Dot. Of their heart. Dot. And once that happens, once a woman has felt genuinely seen by an older man who carries stillness and listens deeply and holds space and has chosen himself and knows what matters and takes his time, she does not compare him to younger men, because there is no comparison to make. He is simply in a category that does not exist anywhere else, and she knows it. Even if she never says it out loud, even if she only admits it to herself in the quiet moments. She knows it. And so do you. Now,